This is Lewis Hart for the Ring Magazine. Delighted today to be joined with Dave Allen here in Manchester. First time in a long time, Dave. I can't remember the last time I've spoken to you. I think it was even before the Fisher fight. But yeah, how's things, mate? How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, just in football museum. Literally 4 of the 8 fights this weekend are from Jamie and Nigel's gym. So I'm over here training. So just got to come down and support you.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say there, like a very, very busy gym. As you say, Jamie's got Connor Tudsbury, Alfie Middlemiss, Jack Catterall obviously in the main event, Akif Fiaz. I want to try and list them off all. I don't want to forget anyone. Have I forgot anyone?
Patrick the Bomber.
Yeah, so as I say, like
Patrick the Bomber. Pat Brown, yeah, good Pat Brown.
Oh, yeah, cool.
There's more in the gym as well. There's Cameron Vong.
Yeah, but I mean the ones obviously fighting this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, like
Cameron Vong could be fighting this. You just never know with him.
Yeah, never. Could be ready whenever, mate.
Yeah, it needs to be,
yeah. Obviously, busy time on Saturday. I mean, looking forward to it though. Looking forward to all the, I guess, everyone on the card in a sense.
Yeah, looking forward to it. 100%. Yeah, Jack's really. You know what, Jack's there. You know what I mean? People keep saying, "Oh, Jack's going to get a world title. So you're going to win this and win that," but he's been there a long time since the first Taylor fight. He's been there. He's one of the best fighters in the world. If Jack Catterall were called Jack Gomez and he was from Mexico, everyone would be raving about him. He's this and that. He was the best 140 in the world. And yeah, we're fortunate to train with him, really. We're very fortunate to have him in the gym. Pat Brown, Olympian, Connor Tudsbury, Team GB. Then you got likes of Lardas over here in the gym, a bit of experience, and you got loads of good young pros. So the gym right now is just an amazing place to be.
For yourself, where you'd have been in different gyms training with different people, and you compare this environment you got now at Jamie Moore's gym. How important is that environment where you do get on well with your stablemates? And I know, because obviously I know you're training, but how important is that dynamic?
It's different. I've trained in loads of different gyms. I was at the Ingle gym at 16 when I started. You had Kelbrook, British champion, Junior Witter, Richard Towers, John Keaton. And you had some big names, but then you had like Journeyman, you had Anwar Al-Fadi, Leonard Lothian, then you had Paul David, Danny McIntosh, European champion. Then you had like some yourself just starting out, you had Keith Fitters. 100 people in the gym at a time. Yeah. The best environment ever. But obviously I was a kid, so I was literally, wouldn't dare speak to anyone, wouldn't dare look at anyone. Fast forward 16 years, I'm the biggest gobshite in the gym. Do you know what I mean? But it's just an amazing environment. We've all got different personalities. Jack's quiet, but he likes a bit of a laugh, after training. Cameron's mad as the box of frogs. So's Pat, Connor's quiet, Alfie's quiet, Akif's quiet, was coming out of his shell a bit, Yeah. So it's just a perfect environment because we've got so many different personalities, but they all mesh really well. We all train hard and we have a laugh as well. And for me personally, I need that mix.
I was going to say, do you think it makes you better?
Yeah, it's to train harder. Yeah. I enjoy coming to the gym. I don't want to be away from my kids. So for me to come away all week, if I were going somewhere I weren't enjoying it, I wouldn't go, to be honest. Because you know what I'm like. If I'm not enjoying something, I don't want to do something, I ain't doing it. Yeah. But I want to come here, so I do make my way over.
Yeah. Pat Brown was someone I wanted to ask you about. Just in general, you've sparred him quite a few times. What do you make of him as a fighter? I guess turning over pro as well.
He's good, There's a lot of pressure on him because he's had this big hoo-ha, and I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, he didn't medal, he's this and that." And look, me and Pat got on really well, to be honest. And for me, I think these last few years of my career will be the best, and I think a lot of that will be down to Pat, because he really pushes me on. As a boxer, offensively, he's one of the best big men I've ever seen. Yeah. Offensively, he's a fucking animal. He's really physically strong. He puts his shots together nice. He's got a good jab. He's heavy-handed. He's one of the best. He's one of the best body punchers for a big man I've ever seen. Yeah. Defensively, because he's so offensively minded, defensively probably could work on it a little bit. That's not my place, but obviously I'm going to tell you because you've asked, and I do like to put 2 pence in. But he's the real deal, I think. At 24, there's not many kids, not many big men I've seen as good as that. He's only a baby, really. He's good, and more than that, he'll be in some fucking cracking fights.
Yeah. Before I do touch on yourself, do I have to ask about the managerial stable? All going well?
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I've got 2 pros. Between them, they're unbeaten in 18. Yeah. Stevie boxing soon. Joe Howarth was going to be in a big fight on. Was in talks with big fights for him, but they're not getting over that line. But he is good, and I won't want to box him really. If you've got everything to lose and nothing to gain, he's a hard fight to have. So yeah, they're all going really well, to be honest. Yeah, that is my. When I train them, I put about 4 hours a day into them. But it's like an hobby, but it's also very, very important, because how hard boxing is. You have to put your all into it, otherwise there's no point doing it. Like I trained this morning.
Yeah.
As soon as I finished, I've not even got changed, and Joe's about to spar, and I'm watching him spar now. I love it though, to be honest. I just thrive off boxing, full stop. So I love it.
I say, have you got this? Do you feel like that love that you've got now, was that ever lost at some point?
No, never. Not for boxing, not for the sport of boxing. When I retired every day I was on my patio for hours, either training people, shadow boxing, body sparring some randomer. You know what I mean? I was always doing something. I love boxing, but sometimes it's hard. But right now I'm in a good place because I'm older, more mature. I don't let things eat me up, and more importantly, I get people that are better than me at certain jobs to do them instead of me doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Touching on yourself, I guess it's been like 2 months since the Johnny Fisher fight. Obviously that didn't go your way, but the big thing I think you always said about that was earning the respect of the British public back. And you've certainly done that with that performance. How's life been since then?
Yeah, been good. Just got straight back home, had Christmas at the in-laws, and just been chilling really. Been doing training, keeping fit. Like right now I'm fit but fat. So we're just waiting on the rematch. People keep saying, when's it happening? But the honest truth is I don't know. I everything I know about the rematch is from the internet. Leighton Orient Football Ground, apparently. May 24th or May 31st. I don't know anything. I literally only know things from the internet. So the rematch is going to happen, I believe. That's what I'm led to believe. Hopefully that's the case, because that's what we're gearing up for. But whatever's next, I'll be ready.
Yeah, I was going to say a likelihood is obviously for the first sort of 10 days or so it's always up in the air, but for yourself, feel like the next option 100% is definitely the Johnny Fisher rematch?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening, mate, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know for a fact. I can't sit here and say that's what's happening, because I don't know. But we're in the gym now, and to be honest, we're gearing up for the rematch, to be honest. And if it's not next, that's fine. I'll box somebody else. It's not that's not a big deal. But we're all systems go really on that fight.
Yeah. Well, I guess now you've had 10 competitive rounds with him where you had a lot of success. How much confidence does that give you facing him again for another 10,
a lot more,
rounds?
Because after the fight, like for Johnny Fisher, if I was looking after him, the rematch wouldn't be next, because there's what can you put right in 5 months, really? And people say, he gained a lot of experience from the fight, and I say, what experience? He had 3 good rounds. I gave him 3 good rounds. I warmed into it. He had 3 good rounds. He's had 3 good rounds before. He then got put down and got a bit of a good hiding for 5 rounds. There's no experience to be gained from getting a good hiding. That's not experience. Getting a good hiding is not experience. It ain't good for you. It's not. The people are saying it's a positive that he got through 10 hard rounds. Yeah, great. It's tough.
Yeah.
He got a good hiding. It ain't a positive in a million years. So I don't know.
That's interesting you say that, because I would probably be of the opinion that Johnny would maybe not experience, but do you not think he'd learn a lot from that? Like, if you're from outside.
What do you learn from getting a good hiding?
It's like toughness, like
you don't know.
Not toughness, but
let me tell you something about toughness. People don't understand this. Getting a good hiding, doesn't make you tougher. It makes you less tough, because you've only got so many miles on the clock. That took a few miles off. I've had worse good hidings than that, but I sent a comment. I've been to the well now. I thought, mate, I've lived in the fucking well 30 years. That's what I am.
Yeah.
And I just think I'll improve so much more from the first fight than him, because the fight for me, there wasn't much to be learned from it.
Yeah.
I won't say I was teaching him too much. I was just fucking belting him. Yeah. I weren't even doing it in an amazingly technical way. I was just fucking belting him. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think there was too much to be learned from that.
Yeah.
And if they think they've learned loads from the first fight, then they're not. Then they're wrong.
It's only as I say, and I'll ask you as a fighter, Dave. When you first time in your pro career, when you felt like you were on the wrong end of a bad or a loss or whatever it may be, do you not feel like you learnt from that?
When I boxed Dylan White, you know what? He boxed me. He boxed me for 10 rounds.
Yeah.
I didn't get a good hiding.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? When I boxed Luis Ortiz, I didn't really get a good hiding. I got outboxed, so I learned a bit. He didn't. I struggle to see what he learned.
Okay.
That's what. As a boxing man, I don't see what he learned in there. If say Joe Hayden had a 10-rounder and that happened to him, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm fucking buzzing with that. I'd say, fucking hell, you don't want too many of them, mate. Or you're gonna end up fucking. You right, mate? See you soon, mate. Yeah. You don't want too many of them. But for me, my timing, everything just will be so much. Everything. I've been back in the gym and I thought, fucking hell, I feel like a boxer again. Them 10 rounds have done me the world of good, and I didn't take too many really. Yeah. So, I don't know. You know what? We're still on good terms. I still think he's a cracking kid, and nothing's personal. It's only boxing, but he hadn't improved from that first fight. Yeah. Purely from the first fight, you cannot improve from what happened in them 10 rounds. From him, in my opinion. Yeah.
I know. Someone might have asked you before. Did you make much of the reaction after, especially when you had Big John and Gareth A. Davis?
I'm not bothered. I couldn't care less. I'm too old. I'm not bothered. Yeah. 5 years ago, I'd have been in the mix of it. Do you know what I mean? Kicking off, booting off, talking shit. But I'm 30, nearly 33. I don't care. I couldn't care less. I'm on good terms with him. Do you know what I mean? It's a boxing match. It is a boxing match. Yeah. Like last time, until we get in the ring, he's a nice fella. He's a good fella. But some people get upset when you say stuff about boxing matches and take it personal. It ain't personal to me. I've been called shit for 10 years. I couldn't care less. I'm really, honestly not arsed in the slightest. Yeah. So yeah, we're on good terms. But the rematch, if it happens, they will have dropped the biggest bollocks since taking the first fight, to be honest. And the first fight was probably the common sense fight to take for him, probably the right pick. But the rematch is certainly not. But I put the ball in their court, and it looks like they're going to do it.
Well, I saw an Instagram story you put up, and you said you don't really make many predictions. I think you said you made a prediction for the Lucas Brown fight, and I can't remember the other one.
And the first Fisher fight.
The first Fisher fight. Yeah. You made a prediction for the second fight. You think you will get out there?
It'd be so one-sided. It'd be bordering mismatch, honestly. And that, I know my boxing, but a lot of my predictions are spot on. And when it involves myself, I rarely get it wrong. It will be bordering on mismatch when the fight takes place. Like, people will go, wow. Because the first fight, I did the best I could with 12 weeks after only having one real fight in 6 years. The mismatch, it will be a mismatch. There's just levels between us. People say Dave Allen's not very good. Johnny Fisher, at the minute, is what he is. Yeah. And I was national amateur champion. You know what I mean? There's just levels between us, in my opinion. And you know what? People might take it to offence, but it's not offence. It is what it is. It's the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, like, your confidence happens. I know Eddie Hearn spoke about, he said the offer's going to be right. Like, does it have to be right for yourself? Like, he said about not lowballing you, but
no, you know what? I said to Jay, I said,
really worries about that.
Do you know what I said to Jay? I said, you sort it, because do you know what? Loads of people have different perspectives. Like, you see on Instagram, you should be getting 5 million for this day. You're not fucking calm down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Then some people go, I'll be getting 50 grand for this. I thought, fucking hell, I hope I get a bit more than that. Do you know what I mean? So people's ideas of what money is in boxing is so skewed depending on what side of the fence you sit. But if we're going to fill out an arena or a stadium somewhere, hopefully the money will be good. It won't be life-changing money, because if we're going to be completely honest, I'm not deluded. This is a British title level fight. Maybe a little bit, but maybe a little bit lower than that. So the money will have to be right. We know what we want, and hopefully we get that, and it will happen.
Yeah, for sure. Before I do let you go, Dave, do have to ask you next week, Dane Dubois, Joseph Parker. What do you think of that?
It's probably the best show we'll ever see. Yeah. Hopefully the fights play out. I remember some shows I thought, this is a shocking card, this. Then you have like 3 fights of the year on, and you go, fucking hell, it's the best card ever. So, it's a great card, and you know what I mean? It's a great fight. It's not even the main event, which is unbelievable, really. Bill Beterbiev. So, Parker Dubois, it's a cracker, really. This is a different test for Dubois. Like, for me, like Joshua, Hergovich, Miller, big strong men, big punchers.
Just picking this back up, obviously, camera died. But as you saying there, feel like Joseph Parker is different to what Dubois faced before? I
think he's different to all the heavyweights, really. How many heavyweights, can move, slick, he's tough. Him and Caballel, really. I set him and Caballel apart really from everyone else. Usyk, obviously, is the elite, he's the number one, but Parker, yeah, he's different to Joshua and Hrgovic. Joshua and Hrgovic are big lumps, you know, athletic in their own way, but they're big. It's very hard to be that big and as athletic as someone that is smaller like Parker, if that makes sense. He's very mobile. Make Daniel miss. You know, if he takes Daniel's jab out of play, he'll get very interesting. So it's a different test for Daniel. But Daniel has to be the favourite on recent form. But you know, it's difficult to say it's a step up because Joshua beat Parker, but it's just a different test altogether.
Yeah, very, very interesting fight. One I can't wait for. YouTube channel all going well?
Yeah, you know what? I do a little bit. I do boxing previews and reviews, and you know, talk about some current affairs. I don't really talk about all of them because I couldn't care less. I'm not really. It's not a gossip channel. Do you know what I mean? I can't be arsed, but yeah, I enjoy it, mate. I give a few tips out. I had some good results recently on there, so I'm buzzing me. You know, it's like it's a replacement for the gambling. You know what I mean? Like when Ignat beat Forrest, I was fucking buzzing. I thought, yeah, what? Checking the comments. Yeah, that's right. Got it right. So it's just a buzz, isn't it? So yeah, I enjoy doing it. It's just a hobby. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good.
Well, another last one from myself. If anyone does watch your Instagram for the camp for the Johnny Fisher rematch, no TGIs for this camp.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, Dave, really good to see you, mate. Always good to catch up. Yeah, pleasure, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.